There is a jewel called amber. That became a time capsule from the tree's tears. Trees make resin to protect themselves from infection or pests. When a tree is injured, it is secreted naturally to heal the wound. After a wildfire, rosin drips like tears from the burned pine bark to heal wounds. Wildfire experts worry that resin's oil content spreads wildfires. Amber is not a mineral, but it is a nice transparent yellowish gemstone. How are amber fossils made? When an insect sits on a tree, it becomes trapped in the resin, which over time becomes fossilized and turns amber. Amber has various colors such as yellow, brown, red, etc., depending on the type of rosin. Amber is a gemstone that has been fossilized while preserving an insect or organism trapped in resin. The purer the gem, the more valuable it is. But the more impurities it contains, the more valuable the amber is. Amber is bright yellow and highly transparent, showing the ecosystem of tens of millions of years ago, with impurities preserved in its original form. A flower extinct 30 million years ago has been preserved in perfect shape, and an amber containing a bee-eating spider has been found. Recently, an amber fossil containing a dinosaur's tail covered in feathers was discovered. The bones, tissues, and blood were well preserved enough to assume that the owner of the tail was a carnivorous dinosaur. It's a discovery that proves the claim that dinosaurs had feathered skin. How can various creatures such as insects and birds trapped in amber maintain their shape even after a long time? As a preservative component of rosin, it prevents the propagation of bacteria in amber, preventing the carcasses of animals and plants from rotting. The hard surface of the amber allows the original form of the creature to be maintained from external shocks. Amber is a fascinating gemstone with a rich history. Catherine's Palace in St. Petersburg, Russia. There was a room full of the most luxurious ambers in the world. However, 6 tons of amber were looted by the Germans who invaded Russia. The current amber room was restored after World War II, and the word electricity is said to have come from the Greek word for amber. The Greek philosopher Thales rubbed amber with fur to make it shiny. He was the first to discover static electricity, which attracts tiny particles of dust, and the Greek amber electricity came to be used today as the word electricity. In the movie Jurassic Park, there is a scene that starts with finding a mosquito that died tens of millions of years ago inside an amber fossil. Amber, which contains the ecosystem of the Earth tens of millions of years ago, is a small museum as a precious resource that reveals the evolutionary process of animals and plants. Subscribe and like are always a pleasure for me.